Murray. Yeah, Maura Murray. Where do I start? Maura Murray was a 21-year-old college student going to the University of Massachusetts, degree in nursing, top 5 in her class, dean's list, honor roll, ran track and cross country for the school, and disappeared on February 9th, 2004. So 12:55 p.m. on Monday, February 9th, 2004, Maura calls the owner of a condo rental in New Hampshire. Around 1:30 p.m., she emailed her long-distance boyfriend, told him she loved him and was sorry she didn't call him, but doesn't feel like talking to anyone. At 2:05 p.m., she called a reservation line for hotels in Vermont. Then 13 minutes later, she called her boyfriend and got his voicemail. After that, she sent an email to her professor at the University of Massachusetts saying she had a death in the family and needs to take a week off. This was a lie. No one in her family died, and her family never had an emergency. Police assume that around 3:30 p.m. she left her dorm at school in her car. She went to a local ATM and took out $200, which was all she had left in the account. She then went to a local liquor store and bought a bottle of Kahlua, a bottle of Bailey's, a bottle of vodka, and a box of red wine. A lot of booze for one person. No camera at the ATM or liquor store saw anyone else with her. 4:37 p.m., she checks her voicemail, and that's the last call from her phone. They assume at this time she was driving to New Hampshire. Remember, she didn't tell any friends or family where she was going or why she left town. At 5 o'clock p.m., she's gone over 140 miles from campus. This is February in the Northeast. There is snow on the ground. It's cold. Roads are bad. 7:30 p.m., she crashes her car, drives off the road into a snowbank, fucks up the whole front end of the car. A school bus driver saw the car and stopped. He talked to her and said she was shaken up, but not bleeding or hurt. The bus driver told her he was going to call the cops. There was no cell service, so he had to drive down the road to his house. She begged him not to call the cops, but he did anyway. 7:45 p.m., 10 minutes after the bus driver had talked to Maura, the police arrive at the scene of the crashed car, which is locked and abandoned. No sign of Maura anywhere. Box of wine in the back seat. There's a Coca-Cola can in the car that smelled like booze. The bus driver said she seemed sober when they talked. No sign of a struggle, no footprints. Cops search the area, find nothing. Cops notify the family. No one had any idea what she was doing in New Hampshire. Huge search party ensues. Everyone from her family, friends, local volunteers, cops, state troopers, helicopters, bloodhounds. The main theory was that she got into a passing car as there were no footprints in the snow, and the search is called off after a week. In the following weeks, her dad drives up to that location every weekend to search, hike, and look over the whole area on his own. One theory is that Maura was going up there to commit suicide due to depression. Main theory is that she was abducted. Other than the booze, the only thing found in her car was her homework, textbooks, and athletic gear. Up to 5 years later, her dad still drives up there to search the mountains. Another theory is that she was traveling with someone who was in a second car who picked her up. However, the bus driver's story debunks this. Another theory is that a cop abducted her. In 2012, 8 years after she disappeared, a YouTube account with the username 112dirtbag uploaded a video. By YouTubing 112dirtbag, you can watch this video. I believe it's the second video that comes up. It's 1 minute and 3 seconds long, of a very sadistic older man in a dark room looking directly into the camera and laughing really hard for about a minute. He then stops laughing and winks, and the words "Happy Anniversary" appear. It was uploaded on the 8th anniversary of Maura Murray's disappearance. The next video that 112dirtbag uploaded was just an image of a ski pass from a resort 2 miles from where Maura's car was found, dated 2 days after she disappeared. His username 112dirtbag is strange because Maura crashed at mile marker 112, and when her dad was interviewed on the news, he said, "I think some dirtbag has her," referring to an alleged kidnapper. YouTube removed the account, however, people identified the laughing man as Alden Olson. Police interviewed him and said they had no real evidence to arrest him on. 12 years later, and Maura is still missing. Now, whether Alden Olson had anything to do with her disappearance or was simply trolling the internet and anybody interested in Maura, I believe it was a very evil thing to do and probably should not be taken lightly. Was Maura abducted? Did she disappear to start a new life? We can't assume either way, as there is little evidence. Was someone else even in the car, possibly drinking her alcohol? A hitchhiker or a secret boyfriend? How is it 12 years has gone past with no confirmed sighting or evidence Maura even exists? Did this track star take off into the wilderness? Or did someone in a 10-minute window pick her up who was prepared to abduct a girl and bury his trail for this long? Who is prepared to do that and be there in such a small window of quote-unquote opportunity? If you have any information on the whereabouts of Maura Murray, please contact the New Hampshire State Police at 603-371-2663. Also, if you guys are interested in this case more, there is a podcast called Missing Maura Murray. It's very good. They've been going strong since June 2015, releasing an episode a week or an episode every 2 weeks. I highly recommend it.